So 5 years ago, we hatched out Bamboo, our first emu. What should we do?
Run back.
Go ahead. Go. And he lived in the house with us for 2 months before moving outside.
Is he chasing us?
Yeah.
While hatching out Cashew and Peekaboo, 2 blonde females,
That one looks squished to me. Oh, you're trying to climb.
and later adding Bert and Ernie, 2 white males. None of them had the connection that we had with Bamboo. He's always been attached to us, and he's never been interested in the females.
Doing what he's supposed to do, but supposed to be doing that with her, not with us.
Until this year, when his attitude around us drastically changed.
Goodness.
Now we have to figure out what to do with him and how to keep us and our kids safe.
Leopard frog.
Don't look at me, the frog says. All right, you ready to go see the emus?
Yep.
So things have really changed with Bamboo over the past, 6 months? He used to be really docile, like really close to me, and he'd come up to me and just be interested, and his behavior has totally changed, his demeanor. He will move towards us, a lot of times sneaking up on us when we turn our back to him, which the other ones will do, but they'll just peck. He seems to want to attack me now, where especially if I go and put food in their house right here, he'll come charging in, and a lot of times he'll jump at me and try to hit me with his feet. So just starting this year, it seems like he's far more aggressive, and we can't even keep him in with Peekaboo. We had them in at the end of winter, thought they'd keep each other company, and he really picked at her quite a bit, or ran her into the fences, where she was looking really ragged. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna show you how our little emu is doing, and our turkeys and some of our other birds over here. But we've got to figure out something with Bamboo, because I don't think he's gonna work in here when we want to introduce this emu to some of the bigger emus. What are we gonna find out today about this emu?
See if he's a boy or girl.
That's right. We sent some feathers away to IQ bird testing. It's how we tested all our original emus. Oh no! So we've got our not so little blonde emu anymore that hatched out earlier this year, and we've been meaning to pull a few feathers. You can take some feathers and send them in to, I think it's iqbirdtesting.com, and then they will DNA sex them. Last I looked, it was like 11 or 15 bucks, something like that. All right, so I got a small little handful of feathers. They can pull DNA off those ends of the tips there. And after about a week, they sent me the results in the email. I've really resisted opening that email. So today we're gonna open that and find out if we've got a little boy or girl emu. Over here we've got some Iam Chamanis. We keep them in this little coop. We just happen to keep it in here. We used to have the emu in with the breast chickens, and they were out there and they had a fenced area, but sometimes they were getting out, so we decided to bring them in here in this emu area so they would stay in. And so these Iam Chamanis, they'll go in with the Iam Chamani coop here in probably the next week or two. We've got 2 roosters there and 4 females. And these are the ones that we made a short about them. The seller said they were sexed pullets or sexed female. And here we end up with 2 roosters, so not very well sexed. And then we've got our turkeys here. We hatched them out earlier this year. We've got 1 male and 2 females there. And this is a breast chicken that was injured at one point. The other breast roosters were picking on him. We ended up bringing him over here, and he's done great with the turkeys here. And then we've had a lot of people ask about the other emu, the standard emu that hatched right around the same time as this guy. We ended up giving him to some friends that wanted an emu. So we don't have him anymore, but we're looking forward to hatching more emus out here in the next few months. I gotta go back and check when this one hatched. It was either March or April, so probably 5 or 6 months old now. Have you noticed Bamboo's behavior with you?
Yeah, he wasn't as aggressive with me for a while, but then he started up, and it's scary.
Yeah, big. I think he's trying to treat me like a female. He's trying to put your foot on the back and try to get.
You sure he's not trying to kick you?
He might be trying to kick me, but I think he'd be doing.
They don't do that unless they submit to him. But I think he's being mean. He's trying to bite you.
Our kids want to come in here. We've tried to have them come in and feed the birds over here. We had the breast chickens over here at one point, and they were having to come in and feed them, and they were starting to get scared of coming by Bamboo. So him being here is just a danger to all of us, and our kids can't help out with this part of the chores with Bamboo acting this way.
To the side. Oh goodness.
Now your turn.
No, I don't think so. No.
Hey, Bert. All right, so we're heading over to the horse barn this morning, let out the horses, and we feed the emus. And we do a ton of walking around here. We've got to stay hydrated. And we've been using Circle for the last month to stay hydrated, and it is the most fun way we've had of drinking water. With hundreds of flavors, like we've got our pineapple mango right here. It's really good. With 0 sugar, 0 calories, no artificial flavors, and no artificial coloring.
I think I'm gonna pick this one.
And it's so easy to use. You just fill this container with water, fasten in the flavor cartridge, dial up your flavor, and then drink it.
This tastes like sweet tea.
And I hope you'll try some. You can actually get a free white stainless steel bottle and a free flavor cartridge when you order $35 or more when you use my link at drinkcircle.com/whitehouse. I hope you'll try some. Come on, emus. So we're gonna feed the emus in here, and then we'll let the horses out. All right, so we're ready to move Bamboo over. He's gonna come right through this door, and it's been pretty easy to move him. We've only gotta go about 50, 75 feet. So all we've gotta do is put a shirt or a pillowcase over his head, and then we're able to control him the rest of the way. Thought we were keeping him safe by having him in here because he was really in bad shape when he was out in the big horse area. He wasn't getting food, and seeing that the white male emus were kind of banishing him to the far side. So I wanna try him out in the emu horse area again. One, we'd like to introduce Peekaboo to the young emu just so they can commingle a little bit, but I'd like to try him out there and see if his behavior will change when it's in a big, more open area, because right now he goes after us whenever we have to walk through this door into that yard right there, and it's kind of a pain. So we put them out there, we'll introduce those two together, but then we need to get one of the white males in for Peekaboo because we're only about a month away from breeding season starting. It'll be November, December that Peekaboo will start laying eggs. Cashew's never laid eggs for us, and so we need to get a white male in here because we usually end up bringing all the emus in over winter. So we need to get one of the white males in here just to be around her in case she starts laying soon. All right, here's the other emus.
Hopefully you don't pick on him too much.
He hasn't had a spot like this in a long time.
So this is Bamboo, Bert, see the zip tie on the ankle, and Cashew, and Ernie. Last year we made a video about Bamboo in this yard where he was heavily picked on and getting pretty light because he wouldn't come in and eat with the others. So hopefully he'll be more dominant with his newfound aggressiveness, and he won't get in the same predicament as last year.
Woo! It's pretty wild, huh? What do you think of the emus? This. They're running crazy, huh? Could you run that? Can you run that fast?
No.
No. This is the most these guys have ran in a while. So they chased Bamboo, then he turned it on them and chased them a little bit. So there's about 5 acres out here for the horses and the emus. Horses don't care at all. They just were watching them as they're running around. So far, Bamboo's doing all right on the other side, and we've got the 3 emus right here. Wow, Bamboo, you're running fast, man. We'll see how they do for a few days. Make sure he's coming in to eat when they all come in the morning and at night over in the horse barn.
Do you think if she laid eggs, she would lay them in the barn since we feed them in there?
I don't know. One, Cashew's never laid eggs at all. She's now 5 years old. And Peekaboo's been laying for the last 2 years, so we're hoping Cashew will start laying this year. Not sure if it's a problem with her or they're not breeding with her, I'm not sure. But we just don't want her to lay out here in the pasture. We'd like it to be in the barn, so at least the eggs would be protected. If she won't do that, then we'll have to move her over here, so at least she's got a shelter to go into and then a place to keep the eggs safe for the males, whoever's with her, to sit on those eggs. So how do you think they're gonna do with Bamboo? Is he gonna hold his own?
I think so. So far he is. I hope he comes in and eats every night. That's the only thing I'm worried about, because he didn't do that last time. And if he comes in and eats and we can check on him, then I think he'll be really good out here.
Is that funny? You want to come into the other area? Come on. So we need to come up with a name for this guy or girl. We also need to know if this one is a guy or girl. And then we want to try Peekaboo here with our young one. We were going to try him or her with Bamboo, and Bamboo was just too aggressive. I'm hoping that Peekaboo's a little more gentle and that they might get along together. Ow. So we have 3 areas here. We've got Peekaboo's area, this middle area that was Bamboo's, and then that 3rd spot. So we're going to leave these 2 spots open for Peekaboo and our young emu.
So far they're just picking on each other, but not aggressively. They just kind of get to know each other. So it seems like it's going pretty well.
We have a boy or a girl here, can we tell? So a female would have, as they develop, they get a little bit more air here inside their neck to their body. They'll do more booming that you're hearing from Peekaboo, and then the males will do more hissing, and they'll be a skinnier version than the females are.
I think it's boy.
So Uriah, girl, Isaiah, boy.
I think it's a girl.
And I think a boy, but let's pull up our email here. All right, I'm going to download the results now, the PDF. We have a male. So that means we have Bamboo, Bert, Ernie, and now male number 4. And then we have females Cashew and Peekaboo. He's only 5 months old, so not worried about him breeding at this point. Really just thought it'd be fun to introduce him to his mom, and then eventually we'll have to figure out a different area to keep him just to make sure that he doesn't ultimately breed with her. All right, so we're gonna try to open this door up here, let the turkeys come all the way through, let the emus go all the way through, and we'll see if they can all get along in this big area. If Peekaboo tries to kill the turkeys, we may have to do some kind of separating here. She might be able to see the other emus out there and thinks that she wants to get out to them or something. Looks like she's trying to figure out this wall. She normally can't see them very well. May not be worth having her over here. She may be trying to jump through this wall. I don't think I want her over here. She's gonna find her way into this. She's gonna try to rip out of this. So I'm realizing we don't like that. It's not a problem with them around the other birds or in that space, but I can tell that she either wants to get to that space or she's trying to get to the males, which we're gonna bring one of the white males back in with her, but she's gonna put a lot of pressure on that wall. And they've tried to rip through walls before, and they always find a way if they try hard enough. I'd rather her be in one of these 2 spots, which is just fine with me, even if she's right here along the fence. She's peeking at them. I think she'd find a way over that far wall. It's all open, and so she's gonna obsess over trying to get back to Peekaboo or the white males. Yeah, you may wonder, why aren't we just putting these 2 out in the big area? Couple things. One, we've got a young emu here. Don't know how the other males would treat them. We can separate them out here more easily if something were to go wrong.
Another reason is the females will fight. We had them all together at one point, and the females will fight and pick on each other quite a bit. So we separated them out. So that's why we have 3 separate pens. So it just works better if they are separated.
I don't know if this is intentional or accidental. I was a little worried that little emu ended up in our little pool that we tried to make for the emus, but it's actually the spot where Peekaboo will come and take baths right here. It's this little mud hole, and when we dump out the water, it gets really muddy, but it's rained the last couple days, so it's a little muddy and soggy. You look kind of silly. Looks like he found it and took a little roll in there. I'm hoping it was intentional. Hope that was fun. You got your first mud bath. That's cool. And then Peekaboo is only concerned with this fence right here, still trying to make it out to that area. I know she wants to go out there, and maybe we can accommodate it for a little bit, but I know her and Cashew never get along out there, so I don't know if I send her out there and bring Cashew back in. She really seems concerned with going out there. We may have to make that work. All right, so we've been talking it over. These 2 have been doing really well in here, Peekaboo and our young male. We really want to get Peekaboo out in the yard. She's got about a month until breeding season starts, and she seems really interested along the side of the fence. So we're going to move her in. We thought about bringing Cashew back in so this one had company, but we're thinking let's try it. Let's try all of them out there for a while, see if this one will do okay. If there's any issues, we can always bring 1 or 2 back in. So let's move Peekaboo out and then we'll have Eli see if he's learned from me and can move the little one out. All right, so she's immediately going over to Bamboo. Bamboo's running off the white males. Now you may wonder, can we tell Peekaboo and Cashew apart? And the answer is yes. Cashew's actually missing a toe when she moved out here. Running around, I think she hit something, cut off part of her toe. I'm not exactly sure what happened with it, but...
Now Cashew has never laid eggs, and we've never witnessed the males breeding with her, but she's definitely ready for that when she lays down like this. But we don't know if it's a breeding issue or if she just doesn't have the capability of laying eggs. Hopefully we'll see some this winter.
All right, Eli, so you're gonna use this pillowcase and be gentle with the young one. Can be panicking quite a bit, so just do your best to keep them calm and then get control of them to slowly move them over this way.
We gotta keep them from getting hurt. Run them back into the house if you can. That's where you want them. Okay, hand the pillowcase to Eli.
One hand underneath. You need one hand underneath in case it tries to run from you. You just keep one hand on the pillowcase, one hand underneath. You've got to be able to hug and squeeze. Don't go slow. Just do not let go. Do not let go.
So at 5-6 months old, I thought Eli would be able to handle this young emu, but they're really strong. They're really strong already. So I think it was good. A good trial run for him. I think he'll learn a lot from that. That's Peekaboo. But it didn't go very smoothly, so I had to step in, just grab the emu and move him in here.
All right, Eli, so what'd you learn by doing that?
Just to keep your hand on the emu.
Is he stronger than you thought he would be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope those 3 leave them alone, but I think they're just curious, and then eventually they'll get tired of them, because I see one male has already stopped following him around. I just don't want all 3 of them ganging up on him.
So we're gonna watch him for a while. We may have to move him into the horse arena, give him own private space, make sure that he eats some food, gets a drink. So we'll just have to watch, because that's part of what they're gonna have to learn is the routine of coming in each morning and night for food, and then learning the couple spots where we have the automatic waters for getting hydrated. But other than that, I'm excited to have him out here. We're gonna be nervous for the next day or 2 to make sure that everybody survives this merge until maybe a month from now, in case we decide to bring Peekaboo and a white male or somebody back in for the winter for breeding season. But.
So do you think they could stay in here all winter?
I would just be worried on when it's really cold and icy, snowy days that they don't go in and need shelter, because they're bad about doing that. But otherwise, I think they'd be fine out here.
Well, our young emu lasted 1 day in the yard with everyone. I actually came and fed the couple emus that we added in, Bamboo, Peekaboo. They're right here. So they're hanging out on the opposite end from the other emus. And the young one was hanging here with them, and I guess squeezed through this fence. Just walking along the outside, I had to run out and pick him up and take him back to his old area. We're definitely relieved to not have to worry about him. You know, could predators have gotten him at night? Just have to wait till he gets a little bit bigger. Oh, and Becky has one question for us.
So we need suggestions for names, and so far we have them all with the same theme where they rhyme with emu, except for Bert and Ernie, because they came from a different farm. So we didn't name them, but we are open to any suggestions if you want to let us know. What do you think?
Any that are coming to mind?
Temu, but
Temu.
Elmo. Are they gonna do Elmo?
Elmo doesn't rhyme.
No, with Bert and Ernie and Elmo. You don't think so?
I don't know.
He's another male, so that's what I'm trying to think. Like,
Well, if that works, then you can say any words.
Moo moo.
Moo moo the emu. That's funny.